This year is all about healthy, flavorful snacks, and today I'm gonna show you how to make these sushi sliders from scratch. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? My name is Farnum, and you are now watching the Simple Seasoning series here on More Seasoning. I know that's a lot of S's. Anyway, these videos, they're dedicated to the basics. We're talking about bomb sides, amazing appetizers, and quick snacks that you can make to help build those culinary skills up to those impressive big recipes that you see here on YouTube. Today, we are making one of my favorites. They are sushi sliders. They're packed with flavor, and they are incredibly easy to do, and they're impressive. All your friends will be like,
wow, this is amazing. We love this.
Right? That's what we're aiming for here on the Simple Seasoning series. Hey, before we jump into the ingredients for this recipe, make sure you scroll down, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know if you are excited to try a sushi slider. Without any further ado, let's get into the ingredients. The ingredients are a Japanese or slicing cucumber, sushi rice, some seaweed slices, sriracha, Kewpie Japanese mayo, Furikake seasoning. This is basically just toasted sesame seeds and seaweed, an avocado, sushi grade tuna. And we can't forget my favorite new soy sauce substitution. This is the no soy. I love this. It's super low in sodium compared to regular soy sauce and tastes very similar. Then we got sesame oil, fresh chives, and some toasted sesame seeds. All right, before we jump into the prep work, I want to address a couple of the scary ingredients. And when I say scary ingredients, it's usually ingredients that people are unfamiliar with, and it kind of like makes them not want to make the recipe. Okay, two things that we got here. One, sushi grade tuna poke. This is at your local grocery store. Mine is frozen. You do not have to get it fresh. It's actually really hard to come by fresh around the country. Just get it frozen, and all you do is throw it in some cold water and it'll defrost in just a few minutes. Also, this was only $15. It's over 100 grams of protein and less than 500 calories. This is where it's at. And this one right here, Furikake, this is just a Japanese rice seasoning. You'll have it at your local Whole Foods, or I'll link one down on Amazon that you can buy. Again, it's just toasted sesame seeds and some seaweed. It's great on rice. That's it. All right, let's jump straight into the prep work. One of the foundations for our sushi slider is, of course, some sushi rice. Now, you can use whatever rice you want as long as you make the rice correctly. You're gonna take your rice, you're gonna rinse it a couple times, get all that cloudy water out, and then you're gonna go in and massage the rice for about 5 minutes. You wanna release all the starch from the water, and then all you're gonna do is follow the directions on the back of your rice bag and cook them, or put them in a rice maker to get it perfect. All right, while our rice is cooking, it is time to handle the cucumber. Take our peeler and slide it down the length of the cucumber. We're gonna rotate it, leaving a little bit of green in between, chop the end off, and then we're gonna do about 1/4-inch slices, scoop it up into the bowl. All right, next we're gonna prep out our avocado, and I actually like these to be a little on the firm side, that way I'm able to slice them into smaller little cubes. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna run our knife around the avocado, split it open, pop the seed out, then we're gonna pop the flesh out of half of it. We're gonna run some really fine lines through. We're gonna hit it with a cross cut, scoop them up into a bowl. All right, next we are gonna prep out our seaweed strips, and basically all this adds is a nice crunch and a lot of depth and umami flavor. It's a little salty. If you're not a fan of these, you don't have to add them, but I suggest it. All you're gonna do is lay them out and cut them into little squares so you can put them on your cucumbers. Next, we're gonna cut up 5 or 6 full chives, and all we're gonna do is cut them in half a couple times, line them up next to each other, and then we're just gonna give them a fine chop, scoop it up into a bowl. All right, now we're nearing the end of our prep work, so I'm gonna defrost my tuna, and what's really dope about this is this tuna is already pre-cubed. Now we're gonna slice these into even tinier cubes, but what's dope is I can just break off however much I think I want and put the rest back in the freezer, and it's good to go. So I think these 2 rows right here will be adequate for what we're trying to do today, so that's what I'm gonna break off. All right, so I've got my poke cubes broken off, and this is the really challenging part of the whole recipe. So you get your tuna in the bag, close it 90% of the way. We're gonna go ahead and squeeze that air out, close it all the way, and this is very complicated. All we're gonna do is let it sit in there for about 5 or 10 minutes and defrost until they're nice and soft. That's it. Let's prep our rice. All right, so while our tuna is defrosting, we're gonna go ahead and put our rice patties together really easy. I've got a little seasoning jar here. I'm just gonna use the cap. All we do, dip your hand in a little bit of water, and then we're gonna pull some rice out right here, and then we're gonna pop it into the cap. We're just gonna flatten it out until we feel like we fill up every little crevice. And then once we have it, we're just gonna pop it onto some wax paper. And if anybody's curious why I'm dipping my hand in water, let me show you what happens when your hand's dry. not the vibe. All right, so I got a handful of the rice patties right here that we're gonna make for our sliders. I made about 9 or 10 of them. So at this point, all we gotta do is prep out our tuna poke and we're good to go. Let's do it. All right, so our tuna is done defrosting. It only took about 8 to 10 minutes for that to happen. And now we're gonna turn it into tuna poke. And the first thing we have to do is finely chop this into little itty bitty cubes just like this. Do a couple of thin slices through each cube, hit it with a cross chop, and then we're just gonna make those into tiny little cubes, scoop it up into the bowl. All right, so now all we have to do is make our poke sauce. You can add a lot of different things to it, but I like to add 4 simple ingredients. First one is gonna be your soy sauce, and we're just gonna add about a tablespoon. We'll start there and add as needed. So here I go. And then we're gonna go very light with the sesame oil. I'm talking about maybe a 1/8 of a teaspoon. Then we go in with some sesame seeds, toasted, always toasted. Then we're gonna go in with some of our chives, little color pop. Now we just mix. All right, and then all we're gonna do is just taste our tuna poke to make sure that is the flavor that we like. All right, so I added just a touch more of the soy sauce and a tiny bit more of that sesame oil. That's the winner. That's exactly what we need. Hint of that sesame, some nice salty brininess from the soy sauce and the tuna. It's perfect. At this point, all of our prep work is done and we can put the sushi sliders together. So let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the moment you've all been waiting for. It is time for the taste test. Just to give you a little behind the scenes glimpse before we eat this, our camera, literally up until we filmed this clip, all of the files just were deleted, gone. Me and Jamari just spent the last 15 minutes on the computer in the office and we were somehow able to recover it. If you're watching this video, it means that we were able to fully recover the files. So hey, 3 cheers for that. Without any further ado, it is time for the 2022 Sushi Sliders. I'm not gonna waste any more time. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh. Let me explain why this is so fire. So the thing about sushi rolls, you get the perfect amount of creaminess in there, they're amazing, but everybody always wants a little more bite in their sushi, right? The only way to get that is to fry it, or you use an entire slice of cucumber and it just brings it all together. Top tier, absolutely top tier. That is so gas. A little bit of saltiness from that seaweed, the big crunch from that cucumber, the rice, nice and soft, that delicate tuna poke. Ladies and gentlemen, on a star scale, 5 stars. Absolutely no debate. The sushi slider is the snack for 2022. This is the way to go. I have nothing else to say. I hope our files are recovered. I hope you're watching this video. And if you are watching this video, please scroll down, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and drop a comment below and let me know if the sushi slider is on your 2022 snack list. I hope it is, because this thing is bomb, low cal, high protein, as healthy as it gets. I probably have sesame seeds all over my teeth, but I got nothing else to say besides my name is Farnum. This is the Simple Seasoning series, on more seasoning. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Hopefully this video comes out. We out.